Hello children, welcome to the class. Today we will do the poem titled The Ball Poem by John Berryman. This is from the book First Flight. The poet through this poem has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. It is about losing something or somebody that we dearly love and learning to grow without it or without them. We have to learn to stand up, to be strong and get on with our life. We must learn to deal with loss and to move on from it. Ball here is a metaphor for everything that we think is irreplaceable in our lives. It is our responsibility to take care of those things or those relationships. We take good care of people who are dear to us, but sooner or later, everyone must die. We can do nothing to stop this process. Hence, it is something we must learn to deal with. We must overcome our grief and keep living. A boy loses a ball. He is upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? Let's read and find out. What is a boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. So the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. The poet wants to know about his reaction. What is the boy now? What is he to do? The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. The ball skipped from the boy's hand and went into the street and finally fell into the nearby river. I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. The poet says that this sight of the boy losing his favorite ball made him think about the boy and his reaction to the situation. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. The poet says that there is no use of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. The ball had been with the boy for a long time, and so he has many sweet memories. The boy stands stiff and trembling. He is helplessly looking into the water where his ball had gone. He was sad. He kept standing near the harbor for a long time. He is grief stricken. And the poet says that it's no use of consoling the boy by saying that there are other balls. I would not intrude on him. A dime another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always. Little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. The epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So the poet says that there is no use consoling the boy because he has other balls too. The boy is feeling very sad because all the memories of the childhood days went down into the harbor with the ball. The ball reminds him of the sweet memories of the time when he owned the ball. The loss is unbearable for him. He is grief stricken. The poet says that he can't even tell the boy to take some money from him to buy another ball. There, I would not intrude on him. A dime another ball is worthless because the new ball will not bring the sense of belongingness to the boy. Money is external. Here, money is external. It cannot buy back our love and emotions. And so, money is external. Money may bring a new ball, but will not bring the memories and feelings attached to the ball. So, he stops himself from giving him some money to buy another ball. I would not intrude on him. A dime another ball is worthless. He further says that the time has come for the boy to learn his responsibility. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. So he says that time has come for the boy to learn his responsibilities of taking care of his belongings. The poet is full of sympathy for the boy, but at the same time refuses to intrude. He remains aloof so that the boy learns to cope with the situation himself. The poet says that now the boy will learn the toughest lesson of life, that is, accepting the harsh realities of life. That one day we will lose our loved ones and our loved things. Balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. So the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. So here the poet personifies ball as his belongings, be it the worldly things or the relationships he is in possession of. So he says that he has to learn to live without them. He senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls will be lost. Always, little boy, no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He says that the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of loss. You have to be strong and get on with your life no matter how much it hurts. Everyone experiences this loss of something or somebody dear. There. Knowing that every man must one day know and most know many days how to stand up. So everyone experiences this, the loss of something or somebody dear. We have to be strong and get on with our life, no matter how much it hurts. This is the only way we can survive. It teaches us to learn to accept the reality and not cling on to something that we can never have. So, the message that we get from the poem is that we should cherish every moment of life. It is difficult to deal with loss, but it must be done. The loss makes the boy learn that gains and losses are part and parcel of life. Here, he is learning, well behind his desperate eyes, the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days, how to stand up. So, in this worldly life, in this world, we have to learn to deal with loss. So, it teaches us to learn to accept the reality and not cling on to something that we can never have. And this is the only way we can survive. Now, children, let us discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. The first one is personification. Look at the line here, merrily bouncing down the street. Now, first let me explain what is personification. Personification is the attribution of human characteristics to something non-human, like when we treat animals, plants or non-living things as human beings. Here, merrily bouncing down the street, merrily is a human quality. The ball happily bounces down the street. So, attributing human quality, human characteristics to the ball, the poet has personified the ball. The next poetic device used is metaphor. Metaphor, it is a literary device in which a word or phrase is symbolically applied to a thing to which it is not literally applicable. Here, balls will be lost always. Look at here, balls will be lost always. Here, balls have symbolically being used for the possessions which we lose. So, balls have symbolized the possessions which we lose. Next is repetition. Repetition, it is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated 2 or more times. Look here, what is he to do? This is an example of repetition. Next is alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. You can see the examples here. The next literary device used is enjambment. Enjambment is the continuation of a sentence without a pause beyond the end of a line or stanza. Here in the poem you see, I saw it go. See the second line, I saw it go merrily bouncing. So these are the literary devices used in the poem. Personification, metaphor, repetition, alliteration and enjambment. I hope this is going to help you understand the poem. Thank you.